So let's just talk about actually fitting the blade onto the handle. Now, there's a method that I've always used when I put the blade on these handles. So we're going to do number 4 first. I'm just going to show you how the blades come. There's 2 ways they come. They either come like this in a pack of 5 blades. These are Swann Morton ones because, you know, I seem to find that these ones here seem to fare better. They tend to keep the sharpness a little bit longer than cheapy ones, and also sometimes when you press too hard, so I've seen blades shatter and break, and I find the Swann Morton ones are a lot better for just to protect yourself. These ones here, the dual ones, are also very, very good. So those are the 2 makes that I use for my blades. So what I'm going to do is open up the number 4 blade, and you'll see that inside the foil, they come wrapped. These are non-sterile ones. You don't need sterile ones. And what they do is they come in paper, and you very carefully open up the paper. This is more the dangerous part of this, because I'll show you afterwards. You don't tend to touch the blade with your hands afterwards, okay? So they come wrapped up in a piece of paper, okay? For these are the number 4s. Now, the dual ones, which I've got here, these come with a really good system where, you know, like a plaster, you open them up one end. So what I tend to do is open them up very carefully just to show the end of the blade. Just hold on to the blade, just to show the end of the blade, okay? And then from that point, I can then use my flat nose pliers to pick it up and use. So that's basically the technique, opening up both of these. So for this one here, I'm going to say this one's off the paper. So what I'm going to do is, this is on the paper. So what I tend to do is, while it's on the paper, I grab the blade like so. So I am just off the ridge. Now you can see that the ridge the hole starts big, and then there's a ridge, and it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. Okay, that's because the shape of the groove is actually only so far. So basically, it's a way of it's like a very simple locking mechanism. So you pick up the knife and you have the blade, and what you do is from this angle here, you make sure that the diagonal is the same, and then you carefully feed the blade onto the handle like so. So once he's in the groove, what I do is I hold on with my fingers and my thumb there, and I gently pull the blade towards, and then when it's locked into that position there, I then grab the other end, and then I push, and then it locks, and that's it. The blade is now locked into position. Can you see that? That's how I load a scalpel blade. And it's the very same with, whoops, that's magnetised. It's the same with this one as well. On the number 3s, you've got that same very small groove on the end. And you've got the diagonal, which is where it locks. So from here, what I tend to do is I just pinch the end, pull out, that then can be binned. And then what I then do is gently push it onto the groove, gently. And then from the very end, I then get a bit more control, and then I just push, and it locks into position. Can you see that? It's locked. And that's how I load a scalpel blade onto the knife, onto the handle to make the scalpel knife. So this is a way of putting on the blade without actually touching them, and it's the safest way. There's, as you're forcing, there's, you know, you're not forcing. You know, I've seen people holding on to the knife like that and then forcing it on. Don't do that. Just use a tool, whatever you've got, and that should help you in putting the blade onto the knife.